Welcome back, thrill seekers and mystery enthusiasts. Urban legends, those spine-tingling tales whispered around campfires and shared in hushed tones at sleepovers. They captivate us, terrify us, and sometimes they even make us question reality. Today, we're delving into some of the most chilling urban legends from around the globe. Humans can lick too. Our first tale is the unsettling legend known as Humans Can Lick Too. It revolves around a young girl who is home alone for the first time, with only her faithful dog to keep her company. Feeling nervous, she goes to bed early, reassured by the comforting habit of letting her dog sleep under her bed. Whenever she feels scared during the night, she reaches down, and the dog licks her hand, soothing her fears. But one night, she awakens to a strange dripping sound. Trying to ignore it, she extends her hand, and as usual, feels the warm lick from her dog. The dripping continues, so she finally decides to investigate. She follows the sound to the bathroom, only to discover her dog brutally murdered, hanging from the shower rod, its blood dripping onto the tiles. On the mirror, written in blood, are the words, "Humans can lick too." This horrifying story taps into our deepest fears of vulnerability and the false sense of security we may have in familiar surroundings. It serves as a chilling reminder that sometimes the real danger isn't from the supernatural, but from other humans. Black-eyed kids. Next up, we delve into the eerie encounters with the black-eyed kids. These are stories shared globally, featuring children between the ages of 6 and 16 who appear on doorsteps or approach vehicles late at night. They're often dressed in outdated or drab clothing, their skin pale, and most disturbingly, their eyes are completely black, void of iris or sclera. Witnesses report that these children speak in monotone voices, insisting on being invited inside, saying things like, "We need to use your phone," or "It's cold out here." An overwhelming sense of dread accompanies their presence. Those who have interacted with them warn others, never invite them in. The origins of these beings are a mystery, with theories ranging from vampires and demons to extraterrestrial hybrids. While there's no concrete evidence of harm, the psychological terror they instill is profound. Hanako-san. Our journey takes us to Japan for the legend of Hanako-san, the ghostly girl who haunts school bathrooms. According to the tale, Hanako-san is the spirit of a young girl who died during World War II, either from a bombing while hiding in the restroom or at the hands of an abusive adult. Students whisper that if you enter the third stall of the third-floor girls' bathroom, knock 3 times, and ask, "Are you there, Hanako-san?" you might hear a faint reply. If you choose to enter, you may find a little girl in a red skirt. Some say she has a bloody, disfigured face. Others describe her as simply pale and eerie. In some versions, she will drag you into the toilet, leading to the underworld. This legend reflects the intersection of childhood innocence and the haunting weight of tragedy, a common theme in Japanese folklore. The babysitter and the man upstairs. Our fourth story is the classic and terrifying babysitter and the man upstairs. A young babysitter is watching over children in a large, unfamiliar house. The parents have gone out for the evening, leaving her with instructions and emergency numbers. As the night progresses, the phone rings. On the other end, a stranger asks, "Have you checked the children?" Thinking it's a prank, she hangs up. The calls persist, each more threatening than the last. Frightened, she contacts the police, who advise her to keep the caller on the line longer so they can trace the call. When the phone rings again, she bravely engages the caller, only for the police to call back urgently. "Get out of the house now." The calls are coming from inside the house. She escapes just in time as the intruder is revealed to be lurking upstairs, having already harmed the children. This legend preys on the fear of being watched and the false security we often feel in our own homes. Monkey Man of Delhi. Now we venture to India, where in 2001, the city of Delhi was gripped by hysteria over the monkey man described inconsistently as a monkey-like creature, about 4 feet tall, with sharp metallic claws, glowing red eyes, and wearing a metal helmet. It was said to attack people in the dead of night. Witnesses reported scratches and bites, and in the chaos, several people were injured trying to flee what they believed was an attack. Some even died from falls and panic-induced stampedes. The police were inundated with calls, but no concrete evidence was ever found. Psychologists suggest it was a case of mass hysteria fueled by fear and rumors. The monkey man embodies the power of urban legends to incite real-world consequences. The Man from Taured. Our sixth legend is the perplexing story of the man from Taured. In the 1950s, a neatly dressed man arrives at Tokyo International Airport. When officials check his passport, they find it's issued by a country called Taured. He insists it's a real nation located between France and Spain, pointing on a map to where Andorra is situated, but he's confused why it's labeled differently. His documents, including a driver's license and business papers, all appear legitimate yet untraceable. Officials, baffled, place him in a hotel room under guard while they investigate. By morning, he's vanished without a trace, along with all his belongings, despite the guards outside. Was he a time traveler from a parallel universe or part of an elaborate hoax? The mystery remains unsolved, igniting discussions about the boundaries of our reality. Night Marchers. Next, we explore the Hawaiian legend of the Night Marchers, or Huakai Pub in Hawaiian. These are the spirits of ancient Hawaiian warriors who are said to roam the islands on sacred nights, retracing old battle paths or visiting sacred sites. They march in a single file, carrying torches, and are often accompanied by the sounds of chanting, drums, and conch shells. Locals believe that if you encounter the Night Marchers, you must show utmost respect. Avoid eye contact, remain silent, and lie face down on the ground. Disrespect or interruption can result in serious illness or even death. Some say that those with Hawaiian ancestry are spared, especially if they have a familial connection to the warriors. This legend highlights the deep respect for ancestors and the spiritual world in Hawaiian culture. Melonheads. Our eighth tale brings us to the United States, where in parts of Ohio, Michigan, and Connecticut, stories of the melonheads persist. These beings are described as small humanoid figures with large, bulbous heads and deformed features. According to local lore, they are the result of clandestine experiments conducted on orphan children by a deranged doctor, often named Dr. Crow or Dr. Crumb. Subjected to extreme cruelty and medical procedures that enlarged their heads, possibly referencing hydrocephalus, they eventually revolted, killing the doctor and burning down the facility. Now they supposedly roam the woods, attacking anyone who encroaches on their territory. The Melonheads legend serves as a cautionary tale about the horrors of unethical science and the fear of the unknown lurking in the wilderness. Home intruder poses as a clown statue. Our ninth legend is the unsettling clown statue story. A teenage babysitter is hired by a wealthy family to watch over their children for the evening. As night falls, she becomes unnerved by a life-sized clown statue positioned in the corner of the TV room. Its glassy eyes and frozen grin make her increasingly uncomfortable. Deciding she can't ignore it, she calls the parents to ask if she can cover the statue with a sheet. The father's voice becomes urgent. "Get the kids and leave the house immediately. We don't own a clown statue." Terrified, she gathers the children and escapes. The police arrive to find that an escaped convict or a deranged intruder had been masquerading as the statue, planning to harm the family. This tale plays on the fear of clowns, coulrophobia, and the idea that danger can be hiding in plain sight. Doll that grows human hair. Next, we delve into the mysterious case of Okiku, the doll that allegedly grows human hair. In 1918, a young man named Aikichi Suzuki purchased a doll for his 2-year-old sister, Okiku, while visiting Sapporo. The doll had black hair in a traditional style and wore a kimono. Tragically, Okiku died shortly after from a severe fever. The family placed the doll on an altar in her memory. Soon after, they noticed the doll's hair, originally cut in a traditional shoulder-length style with neat ends, began to grow unevenly, reaching down to its knees. Even when trimmed, the hair kept growing. Scientists who supposedly examined the doll concluded that the hair was indeed human, possibly that of a young child. The doll now resides in Menenji Temple in Hokkaido, where monks continue to care for it. The legend of Okiku explores themes of grief, attachment, and the lingering presence of the departed. Have you ever experienced anything unusual while traveling? We'd love to hear your stories in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with fellow adventurers. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you won't miss our